I kind of want to meet with Hope again, just because I'm biased, and also... Maybe I should meet with D'Angelo, because I've only met with him once, and, like, I think all of them probably have at least, like, 3 or maybe 4 parts to their quests. Yeah, I think maybe I should see D'Angelo. Alright, the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, I almost forgot. I don't know if you can see behind me. Where is it? Yeah. I've got a new plushie. It's like a Hello Kitty, like Halloween spooky cat plushie with a little like orange bow. It's super cute. I had it like, I was trying to make it so you could see like it without covering too much of like my Game Boy plushie. Anyways. Yeah, it's been a while since you've heard from D'Angelo. Maybe he's busy, sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, or maybe he's pissed off the wrong people, and is now rotting in a ditch somewhere. Either way, now is a good time as any to check up on him. Alright, let's do it. You make your way through the now familiar rusty maze of the grain terminal and up the stairs to D'Angelo's office. This time, however, you find the room firmly locked. There is a note pinned to the door. You rip it off and scan the crooked lettering. There's been another one at the scene now. Come to Bedsty, corner of Pulaski and Garvey ASAP. What the fuck? Looks like D'Angelo could use your help, but better get going. As you approach the address D'Angelo gave you, a squad car passes you by, sirens blaring. Following it, you make a turn from DeKalb Ave onto Pulaski Street. Sure enough, the street is awash with red light, and the 4 or so police cars parked on the nearest corner next to an ambulance confirm that you're in the right place. You move closer to what appears to be a New York's finest convention. Great. Looking around in hopes of spotting a familiar, if not altogether pleasant, face. So rude, Ash. No such luck. True to his Nosferatu lineage, D'Angelo is nowhere to be seen. You stop on the sidewalk across the street, trying not to draw attention to yourself. All of a sudden, one of the cops standing by the entrance to the building looks straight at you. Uh-oh. He does a double take and you instinctively look away. Bad move, you think to yourself, as you notice him making his way towards you. Oh fuck, oh fuck. Kill Bill sirens, kill Bill sirens. Okay. Here's the thing. I have a feeling with this game, much like most video games, that I will not be speaking to you without a lawyer present is not going to be one of the dialogue options if we do talk to this cop. So, but making a run for it makes you look hella suspicious, and so does walking away. So, I don't know. I guess we could always try presence on him if we need to. When's the last time we fed? I don't remember, is the thing. Oh, when I was dropping off the wine, I think, for the other Nosferatu, Kaiser. Yeah, I think I fed from that one lady and put her in her car, so I don't know, we might be okay. Okay, whatever, let's just calmly wait for him to approach. Not allowing panic to set in, you stand your ground, doing your best ordinary citizen impression. The cop waddles across the street towards you, his sense of authority putting that extra spring in his step. Fucking hell. You try to remain calm, even as he puts his hand on his holster. Shit, you can't help but mouth the word. This is about to get messy. Suddenly he stops, as if instinctively realizing that he was just inches away from a grisly demise. He waves at you dismissively and yells in a thick Brooklyn accent. Oh god, am I gonna be able to do this? Hey, this is an active crime scene. Be on your way. I don't know what that was, sorry. Relieved, but trying not to show it, you put on your grumpy New Yorker face and start to walk away. As you make your way past a dark alleyway, someone grabs you by the arm and pulls you into the shadows. If the smell of cigars and cheap cologne don't give him away, the gravelly voice sure does. Nice save. I mean, dumb to show your face around here in the first place, but still. Come on, I'm parked around the corner. Before you know it, you're sitting in the passenger seat of a busted old sedan, parked half a block away, giving you a nice view of the police gathering. Oh boy. Feeding on all of those cops is a bad idea. That's definitely a Masquerade violation, definitely gonna be suspicious, definitely gonna draw some eyes. I don't think I can... I guess I can try and do presents to get us in, but again, I don't know if we've fed enough for it to work. Or do your shadowy, skulky thing. If he hasn't done it already, there's gotta be a reason, right? I don't want to seem like I'm always relying on him to, like, pick up the slack. Alright, fingers crossed. Let me talk to them, I'll get us in. Why don't I talk to them? I might convince them to let us in. He gives you a look as if you just let rip a massive fart. Right. Look, kid, it's not that I don't trust you, but how about we give that raw animal magnetism of yours a dry run, huh? Pretend I'm one of the cops guarding the entrance. Convince me to let you in. I'll pose as a detective, pose as a tenant, or I'll just use my powers. See that? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I could just use presence. I've already used presence on D'Angelo once, and it worked. Yeah, I can't pose as a detective because the cop already saw me. I'll just use my powers. Don't say it like that, Jesus! Evening, officers. You might not have noticed, but I'm in fact a vampire, and I've just used my unholy powers of persuasion on your feeble minds. Now why don't you pickies go grab yourselves a donut and fuck off for a while. Okay, thanks, bye! Oh, Lord, this game. Oh, God. I still wish I was not playing a man, but, like, I'm having so much fun with this, not gonna lie. Alright. Well, okay, then. That might work. See? Nothing to it. Fair enough. I don't know what voice I'm doing for D'Angelo. It's, like, going all over this place. Go get him, Tiger. I'll stay close by, just in case things go south. You get out of the car, slamming the door a bit too loudly for your own good. Yikes. As you cross the street, you already feel like you've made a big mistake. Oh well, too late to turn back now. Might as well give it your best shot. As you approach the cops, your whole body tenses up. It's funny that this would make you nervous, considering all you've seen these past few nights, and yet it does. Well, yeah, I mean, especially if, like, Ash is black, so, like, it makes sense that, like, even though he's a vampire now, you would be warier on cops. Sorry, I keep getting eyeliner on my right eyelid. I don't know why. It's always my right eyelid and never my left. Anyways... The two officers seem to be engaged in a heated debate regarding last night's Mets game. You stop just a few steps away and open your mouth. Whatever's about to come out of it better be good. Fingers crossed. Pray if you're a praying sort of person. Presents make the officers let you in. Oh no, this is bad. And then, just as you're about to weasel your way into their unsuspecting minds, you freeze. One of the cops notices you and gives you a slight nod. Oh, is he just gonna let me in regardless? Yeah, hey, if you're going in, make sure you stay away from 209. Active crime scene, you know? Not for the life of me. Do New Yorker accent, and yet I still keep attempting. And with that, they get back to arguing whether or not the umpire was bought and paid for or not. Utterly confused, you piece together what's left of your senses and hurry past them. Great. Gotta love it when cops just don't give a shit. We love to see it. And actually, I'm not being sarcastic because it's probably the best for everyone in the long run. What's that study they did when, like, an area, like, actively wasn't being policed? Records of, like, violent crime or incidents of violence, like, went down or something? Inside the building, D'Angelo stands in the hallway, dumbfounded. As you open your mouth, he stops you with a gesture. Don't even talk to me right now. In awkward silence, you both make your way up to the second floor. Oh, Christ alive. For a second, I thought that said Faye, and I was like, excuse me? But I think it says Fate. Finding the crime scene proves easy enough. You just follow the yellow police tape, and before you know it, you're standing in the middle of what used to be someone's living room. The place has been completely trashed. Jesus, Faye. Knocked over furniture, shattered glass, the works. Looking around, you notice a sign scribbled on a nearby wall. It reads, "His gift, our fate." His gift, our fate. What's that about? You're no expert in typography, but the crooked letters look similar to the ones you saw back in Red Hook. Sure enough, there's very little in terms of blood, save for the occasional stain that's bound to end up on the carpet once you toss someone through a glass coffee table. D'Angelo leans against the doorway. He seems lost in his thoughts, sucking on his cigar compulsively and mumbling to himself. You lean over a bit, trying not to make it obvious that you're listening in. You manage to catch the last few lines of his monologue. The night's been kind to them so far, but the questions keep piling on, and now they found themselves amidst the wreckage of another life. It was up to them to sift through the debris and come up with a neat little pile of answers. Suddenly he tenses up, as if sensing your eyes upon him. Feel free to chip in, kid. Anything catch your eye? No blood, same as before. Well, little bits of blood. No blood, same as before. At least none spilled. So what does that tell us? Might be the kindred we're after. That this was a feeding? That the killer's kindred might be the one we're after. Might doesn't make right. Let's not make assumptions until we see the body. Still, the pattern is consistent. God damn it, I hate where this is going. Which is? Me being right about thin blood involvement, I mean. Oh yeah, it gets messy. Anyway, looks like we're not getting any more out of this place. No way around it. We gotta see the body. Yeah, it's definitely necessary. Already protecting the thin bloods doesn't really make sense. Sure, might as well be prudent. I don't really like any of these options, because it's like, yeah, it makes sense that we need to see the body, and I don't think he's protecting the thin bloods. Sure, might as well be prudent. In for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well be prudent. My thoughts exactly. The Dustborn have it bad as it is. If I'm gonna accuse one of them of breaching the Masquerade, I want solid evidence. I mean rock fucking solid. Luckily for us, I might know someone who could get us an audience with our dearly departed. To your surprise, he pulls out his cell phone, a busted old clamshell. He flips it open and spends a good minute browsing through the contacts, muttering to himself. Finally, he makes a call. Hey, you know who this is. Yeah, that favor you owe me. Time to deliver. Listen, I know you got a fresh one. The murder in Bed-Stuy. Is that a real place in New York? Because I'm not very familiar with New York geography. I need to take a look. Yes, now. Yeah, you better. With that, he hangs up and gives you his trademark wry smile. Are we good? So, are we good? Yeah, we're good. Next stop, Kings County. Kings County, the bleeding heart of Brooklyn. It's beating as hard as ever, with ambulance after ambulance bringing in sick and wounded New Yorkers to be pumped through the tight arteries of the healthcare system. Yikes. It's a dangerous place for kindred to show their face, incessantly crowded and full of people who specialize in noticing all sorts of physical afflictions, yeah. Especially the sort that make up the very essence of a vampire's existence, for instance, death. Thankfully, your business here tonight keeps you away from the hectic human hive of the ER. Instead, you follow D'Angelo to a relatively quiet part of the underground parking lot that's closest to your current point of interest, the Kings County morgue. Having found yourself a convenient and suitably unlit spot near the hospital wall, you patiently wait for D'Angelo's contact to appear. Every now and then you glance over at the undead gumshoe, as if to make sure his moldy mug isn't showing any signs of worry. It isn't, or at least he's very good at hiding it. Finally, after 30 minutes or so, a lone figure emerges from a side entrance. As the human-shaped shadow walks by, you're quick to recognize him as the EMT you saw back at the murder site. Clearly nervous, the 20-something-year-old redhead can't seem to help but look back and make sure no one is following him. Finally, he stops and lights up a cigarette. Without even looking in your direction, he takes a puff and exclaims, seemingly to no one in particular, Room 112, you got 20 minutes. He's smoking in a hospital and he's an EMT? Christ alive, kid. I love how I just said kid and he's described to be in his early 20s and I'm in my early 20s, but whatever. He still might be younger than me. D'Angelo speaks without looking at you. That's our cue. You follow the fanged detective through the same doors the EMT walked out of. Luckily, this wing of the hospital seems unusually empty. Still, the confidence with which D'Angelo makes his way through the white and green corridors makes it clear he's been here before. Finally, he stops in front of one of the doors. Room 112, that's your stop. The room is small, with only one oversized freezer by the wall and a single slab mounted in its center. Sure enough, the body of a middle-aged man is splayed out on its steel surface. So yeah, these are humans that are being killed. I feel like that was already pretty obvious, but like just... So Thin Bloods are killing humans. I am wondering about what kind of message they're trying to send. Even for a dead man, he seems unnaturally pale. Extreme blood loss will do that to you. Try as you might, you can't help but look at this man's face. His features twisted in abject horror. This was not a peaceful death. Yikes. Looking closely, you notice 2 puncture wounds on the victim's neck. If there was ever a clearer sign of a vampire attack, you'd yet to see it. Looking over at D'Angelo, you notice his lips moving in a familiar fashion. He's narrating again. Before he can utter an intelligible word, you cut in with a remark. Look at his face. Look at his face. Jesus, look on his face. It's like nightmare fuel. No kidding, which means he was fully aware all the way through. He knew he was dying, which combined with the blood loss and teeth marks on his neck confirms our hypothesis. We have a serial Thin Blood on our hands. There's always some serial killer vampire in a Vampire the Masquerade game. Well, maybe not in Swan Song, but there's, spoiler alert, there's one in Bloodlines, and now in this game. Fuck. As if on cue, the door swings open. A tired-looking man with a stethoscope around his neck walks in. So much for having 20 minutes. With his eyes fixed on his clipboard, he doesn't appear to notice you, yet. No, we can't feed, for Christ's sakes. It's too risky. It's too risky. Where are we gonna put the body? I mean, we're not killing him, but like, what if he remembers what happened to him? We're not gonna be able to lie our way out of it. There's no reasonable like explanation for us being down here. I don't think we can pose as orderlies or EMTs or nurses or whatever the fuck. And maybe hide behind the freezer? I am uncertain. Okay, I haven't fed in a while-ish, so, like, might as well. I don't know. I kind of want to be a little chaotic, but, like, I've already fucked up enough. I can't afford to lose anyone else. Hide behind the freezer. Quickly, quietly, you hop behind the oversized freezer, hoping D'Angelo will follow suit. Pressed against the wall, you tense up, hoping for the best but expecting the worst. The room, however, remains silent. You peer out from behind the freezer to assess the situation. The doctor calmly looks over the victim, jots something down on his clipboard, and walks out. If you could breathe a sigh of relief, you would. So hard. D'Angelo materializes from the right, because he can turn invisible because he's in Nosferatu. From the shadows lingering against the wall across from you, he gives you a slight nod. Nice save, kid. My first instinct was to jump him, but hey, whatever works. Alright, so we probably could have fed from him too. Whatever. Now come on, let's get out of here. Time to pay our dear Primogen another visit. Robert Larson's home looks about the same as last time. No added security. No angry dogs prowling the yard. It appears that the thin-blooded Primogen would rather risk a visit from his old pal D'Angelo than to arouse suspicion of his family and neighbors. Which is good, considering that's what he's about to get. A visit from D'Angelo, not the suspicion of his neighbors. Sure enough, the light in Larson's study is on, and you even catch a glimpse of the man himself shuffling around the room. So this should be pretty easy, in theory. You look over to D'Angelo, wondering how you're going to get Larson's attention this time. Without a single word, D'Angelo walks over to a nearby street lamp and leans against it, making sure he's visible to any and all who happen to look. Looks like the time for subtlety is over. It only takes a couple of minutes for Larson to take notice. You see him lean against the window and storm out of the room. In mere seconds, he's out in front and in D'Angelo's face. Listen to me, you moldy fuck. I've had just about enough of your shit. You want to pester me? Fine, but leave my family out of it. For a moment, D'Angelo just stands there, motionless, allowing Larson to get his frustrations out. Suddenly, he grabs the thin blood by the collar, lifts him off the ground, and smashes his back against the lamppost. Are you finished? Are you finished? All right. Now you listen to me and listen good. You think I'm enjoying this? You think I like to be jerked around? You think I got nothing better to do than hang around this little puppet theater you've made for yourself? Now, either you give me a lead I can follow, or I'll start remembering things you'd rather forget. For the first time since you met him, Larson looks speechless. His eyes wide with fear, he can only mutter under his breath. You wouldn't dare. Try me. Cue awkward silence. You stand there, shifting your eyes from one vampire to the other. Guess it's time to either press the advantage or play good cop. Well, I don't want to play any cop, but fine. Okay, so do we press the advantage or play good cop? I don't know. I mean, if D'Angelo has something on him, then, like, I feel like we can probably use that, right? And press our advantage. I don't know, but, like, there's something in my gut telling me to try and be nice. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad call. Alright. Cross your fingers. Take it easy. Take it easy, D'Angelo. Let's not make a scene. Why not? I like making a scene. It's not like we're getting shit done. Might as well make a show of it. If you want my help, put me the fuck down. With his feet back on the ground, Larson straightens his collar in a faint attempt at preserving some shred of dignity. There's a place in Manhattan, Lower East Side. One of the few places in the city where my people can find shelter. Yeah, I know it. If you go there right now, you might find what you're looking for. D'Angelo stares at him for a moment, just long enough to make it uncomfortable. We better. Finally, D'Angelo loosens his grip. You both watch Larson limp back to his house, looking over his shoulder, like he's gonna tell the teacher on you. You look to your partner, meaning to ask what that whole things you rather forget deal was. As if sensing your curiosity, D'Angelo cuts in with a preemptive mutter. Come on, we got what we came for. As you reach the address Larson gave you, you find yourself standing in front of what looks like an old garage. On the outside, the place looks as uninteresting as it gets. You'd think it abandoned if not for the barely working lights illuminating its shabby facade. Once you're inside, however, if there's ever a place worthy of being called a wretched hive of scum and villainy, this is probably it. Jesus. Judgmental. Christ alive. Okay, here's another thing about Vampire the Masquerade. Everyone is so goddamn ableist about drug addicts and alcoholics and rude about homeless people. Like, that is one, like, continuous through line through, I think, every single Vampire the Masquerade game. And, like, it's never really critically engaged with or criticized. It's just kind of there, which pisses me off. The room is littered with drunks and crackheads, human and thin blood alike, their minds lost in their cruel little worlds, their bodies splayed out on the floor. D'Angelo leans over and whispers in your ear. Oh, cover the back door. You stay near the front. Let's look around and see what we can find. Before you can ask exactly what you're supposed to be looking for, D'Angelo disappears into the shadows. Okay. Auspex, focus your senses. Oh, but I already used my powers once, and, like, I haven't fed recently. Whatever. We can try it. Auspex, focus your senses. Focusing your senses, you plunge into the full spectrum of the room, hoping to hear someone or something worthy of attention. You regret it almost instantly. The room becomes a deafening echo chamber, a sea of babbling lunatics, of muttered curses and drug-induced ramblings. You're almost ready to give up when a faint, whisper catches your attention, a female voice, soft, trembling. The gift. He speaks to us. The blood speaks. A few words are enough to tell you that you just hit the jackpot. You follow the voice to its source, a young woman hunched in the corner of the room. As you walk towards her, D'Angelo emerges from the shadows right next to you. Nice catch. He kneels down beside her. You can tell he's trying to sound as comforting as possible, but with his gravelly timbre, it's not really working out. Hey, it's okay. We're not here to hurt you. We just want to talk. No, don't talk. Too loud, too loud. She seems halfway out of it. It's like the lights are on, but whoever's inside is stumbling around after one hell of a bender. Alright. You like it quiet. Got it. Can you tell me your name? Sonia. Or Sana. That's what he called me. Suddenly you hear the door swing open behind you. Even though the night is fairly warm, a cold chill runs down your spine. You look towards the entrance. There's a woman standing there, and something about her just screams kindred. Even though she seems comically overdressed for the situation, somehow you don't feel like cracking a smile. Whoever she is, you can tell she means business. She starts making her way to the back of the room, not making any effort to sidestep any of the junkies and drunks. They all know well enough to get out of her way. Acting out of bravery or sheer stupidity, you walk up to her. She looks at you as if you were something she just scraped off her shoe. You smile nervously without even knowing it. Hey, what's a girl like you doing in a place like this? Or should I be try and be intimidating, or just like be nice? I don't know if any of that's gonna go over well. Hello there, and who might you be? As soon as you open your mouth, her hand shoots out, grabbing you by the throat. Well, the woman looks at you, tilting her head, as if examining a curious species of insect. Suddenly her eyes shift as she notices something behind you. Her face turns from disgusted curiosity to sheer annoyance. You. Hey, Val, that's my assistant you got there. Do you mind? She rolls her eyes. You feel the grip on your neck loosen, and you awkwardly fall to your feet. She makes her way to towards D'Angelo, pushing you aside like a rag doll. Hot. She's hot. Okay, I can't help it. She's hot. What can I say? Where is she? You're gonna have to be a bit more specific, darling. Don't play coy, Ginny. The manslayer. I know she is here. A blood hunt has begun. By order of the prince herself, the girl is to meet her final death. Blood hunt, yeah. That's a thing that also happens in Bloodlines. Because a blood hunt gets issued for you because you get framed, and not to give away too many spoilers, but yada yada yada. I haven't been checking the dictionary recently. I should probably read these. Regent. Every chantry has a regent. The regent is responsible for the tutelage of all other Tremere in the domain. Oh, right, Tremere thing. While the regent may not teach them personally, she must ensure all Tremere are being educated. The regent's other duties extend to the clan's protection in the domain, and sometimes its representation on the Primogen Council. Right, okay. So, chantry. A traditional name for the Tremere headquarters in the city, usually part shelter, part library, and part laboratory. Interesting. So chantry is also a Tremere-specific thing. Blood hunt. A punishment sentencing a vampire to a final death at the fangs of their peers. The code of the kindred and the system for punishing transgression is the law of retaliation. Yeah, okay. Hold your horses, honey. I'm conducting an investigation under the auspices of the sheriff. That counts for something, too. Look, sweetie, I'm not here for some clit measuring contest. You want this to get ugly? Be my guest. Otherwise, I suggest you step aside and let me do my job. By all means. He steps aside in a comically exaggerated fashion. You look at the corner where you last saw Sana, but find no trace of the girl. We'll all be. I could have sworn she was just here. Valarie looks at D'Angelo. She smiles softly, but you can tell she's trying very hard not to rip his head off. Great. You'll regret this. Story of my life. Without another word, she turns on her heel and storms out. D'Angelo waves his hand in your general direction. Come on, kid. Let's get out of this shithole. I thought that he, might have done something to, make her invisible or something, so Valarie wouldn't find her, but she literally just, fucked off. It's fine. It's probably for the best. I don't feel great about sentencing her to death. I mean, she may have been murdering people, but, I just don't feel great about... I don't support the death penalty in any situation, especially, not in terms of, the situation doesn't seem, so something isn't adding up. I'm not entirely sure that she was even the one responsible, and even if she was, I wouldn't want her to be sentenced to death. As you emerge from said shithole, you feel the cold night breeze caress your face. It's soothing and almost makes you forget how shitty the last few hours have been. Almost. Okay, kid. I know you got questions, but it's getting early, and I don't feel like having a Q&A session right now. For now, you get one question. Make it count. Who the hell is this Valarie? Do you know where the girl went? What do we do now? Well, I'm curious about Valarie, but I'm more curious about the girl and where she is, if he knows where she is. Do you know where the girl went? It's still hard to believe that girl is our killer. Do you know where she ran off to? Not sure, but I might have some ideas. The important thing is we know who we're looking for. Too bad Valarie knows it too. She's a scourge, kid. Part enforcer, part assassin. All around pain in the ass. We'll be seeing more of her, you can bet on that. Oh, that's a new word for me. I haven't seen that one before. Scourge. An executor, subordinated directly to the prince. Interesting. And before you ask, yes, we've run into each other in the past. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do his voice. And before you ask, yes, we've run into each other in the past. No, I don't feel like talking about it. Alright, kid. I don't know about you, but I'm turning it. I'll figure some stuff out. Keep looking for our girl. Feel free to swing by the office in a night or two. And with that, he stumbles off into the distance, not even bothering to keep to the shadows. Can't say you blame him. It really has been a rough night. Alright, yeah, I can't do anything else tonight. I need to rest. Qadir al-Asmahi, the sheriff of New York City, is knocking at the door to your haven. Well, that can't be good. The sight comes as more than a little shocking. If he had business with you, you'd either expect to see him already inside or never see him coming at all. Yet there he is, on the other side of the peephole, patiently and politely waiting for you to let him in. You carefully unlock the door and face him in silence. Evening. May I come in? You simply stare at him. Your lack of an answer doesn't faze him, and your lack of resistance as he starts walking inside has obviously been interpreted as permission. Once inside, he starts looking around as you cautiously stay by the door. Haven't really had time to make this place your own yet, have you? Feels like Langley's apartment through and through. Secluded study where nobody studies anything. Look at the books on the shelf, obviously meant to oppress guests, not meant to be read. They reveal nothing about their owner aside from the aching desire to be taken seriously as an intellectual. See, now he sounds a bit like a toreador. He picks one of them up and smirks before putting it away. The phenomenology of spirit next to all this garbage poetry. We can make a bet. If she's read more than 20 pages, I give $50 and a gallon of blood. The kind of place that self-professed hermits entomb themselves into suffer. Considering how much you've had to run around these nights, you probably only use it to shelter from the sun and rest, right? Even though he's obviously making an effort to come off as non-threatening, it's impossible to forget the first impression he made. You still see him as a fierce predator, trying hard not to expose his true colors, You sense a familiar fight-or-flight response as you struggle to find a diplomatic answer to his last question. Yeah, no shit. If Qadir is bothered by your silence, he doesn't let it show. He keeps walking around, toying with whatever catches his eye. Eventually he speaks up again. Watch any baseball lately? If I had to guess, you strike me as a Red Sox fan. I'm not a baseball person or a sports person. Now he is inviting you to talk in a more direct manner. You attempt to overcome your physical reaction to him and reply as casually as you can. Nope, we just got nothing. We just got dots. Your mind keeps going back to that night when everything was changed forever. Waking up in hell with a body next to you. Spending a night in that underground sweatbox, unsure of what will happen next. That endless car ride, 3 strikes, a bloodthirsty crowd, that blade. A rebirth, a baptism by fire, a frightening executor who made sure the flames scar your spirit. As you look into his face, you realize he's read the emotions from yours. Not in the mood to exchange pleasantries, huh? There's no animosity in his voice, he's just stating a fact. Let me get straight to the point, then. He momentarily stops caring about his surroundings, turning all of his attention to you and demanding the entirety of your attention in return. You see, there's something I've realized over the years. In large part, I may have been hired to just look menacing with a sword, but my job is all about seeing through bonds and relationships. The Camarilla would be safe as long as its members adhered to certain social contracts, making their dealings and affinities plain for everyone to see, but obviously remains a pipe dream. This is a community of born conspirators, overly ambitious gangsters and politicians, monsters in denial, all sorts of tragically broken individuals. Well, I mean, yeah, but like, damn, you don't have to say it like that. They're driven by desires that make them incompatible with the Masquerade, incompatible with the prolonged survival of the Camarilla, incompatible with the methods I used to operate. Well, maybe your methods should be changed. And so I'm doomed to be like a cop, constantly insulted behind my back, maybe for a good reason, but immediately called for help whenever someone loses their tableware. Alright, fuck you, dude. Poor you. Oh, nobody likes me because I'm enforcing the law and occasionally murdering people for the sake of the so-called greater good because we decided they're criminals, so therefore they're bad people and they deserve whatever happens to them. Oh, poor me. Everyone else assumes the worst from me and is terrified of me, even though I totally did that to myself by, like, behaving in a way that makes people scared of me. Shut the fuck up. Or like an Agatha Christie protagonist, outwardly assisted by everyone, but constantly lied to about everyone's past and motivations. Even if my failure to solve the mystery might be the end of us all. Christ alive, I am not down with this, like, woe is me monologue, like, it sucks to be Qadir. Like, fucking shut up and get the fuck out of my house. Jesus. He tries to sound like he's peacefully resigned to his fate, but it's easy to detect a tinge of regret in his voice, a voice belonging to someone who once had bigger ambitions than this. What broke him? So you see, for this detective, the why done it is far more important than the who done it or how done it. When you understand all the players and their mutual obligations, you easily understand every crime. Oh, is that so? Are you gonna get to the fucking point at some point? Jesus. Fucking allistic people, they don't know how to get to the goddamn point. But of course the kindred know it, so they devise ways to make my job much harder, just like conspiracies between 2 unrelated actors that depend on scratching each other's backs for mutual security. Or they enforce a blood bond, trying to make someone unexpected their thrall, a boss serving their employee, a rebel serving a tyrant, just because one is regularly being forced to drink another's blood. Blood bond, interesting. A mystically enforced relationship between a vampire and another mortal or kindred. Drinking the blood of a vampire directly from the vein 3 times creates an intense loyalty in the drinker, resembling infatuation or obsession. The bond loses its grip with time, but is reinforced by repeated drinks from the donor vampire. Interesting. I don't think I knew that. What has Sophie seen in you? Why does the prince keep asking me about your actions? How come you're being pushed to build your own coterie so fast? Well, I have those questions too, actually. You're surrounded by unclear motivations, which you yourself don't understand. That unnerves me, and it should unnerve you as well. You unnerve me? And what are your motivations? Why are you here? And what are your motivations? Oh, and what are your motivations? Finally, you manage to raise your voice. Qadir notices the effort and smiles softly. So you haven't gone mute since the last time I saw you. Good. Well, I'm here for a selfish reason. I need to develop a rapport with you to better fulfill my obligations. The last time we met, I couldn't see you as my equal. Now that you've been accepted into the Camarilla, what choice do I have? I'd understand if you didn't want to see my face again, but I'm one of the faces of the New York City community, and as long as you're part of it, it's going to be impossible to avoid me. Especially when I have business with you, and I do. As you might have guessed by now, one of my tasks is uncovering and understanding your bonds, and one of them might endanger our community. Well, it's not menacing at all. Who is he talking about? Well, the list is kind of limited because I fucked up with the Tremere guy, Agathon, and with Tamika. So it's just Hope, D'Angelo, and Sophie that I'm, in league with, basically. Sophie, someone from my coterie, or Qadir. Well, we're not really that close to Qadir. We've done some favors for him, but we're not really, connected, I would say. I still don't trust Sophie. I want to trust Hope because, I'm partial to Hope. But also I just feel like she likes me, and she's relied on me, and talk and confessed things to me, and I saved her life, and we both survived a murder attempt together, and we've been through a lot, so I feel like we're tight. I don't know. Sophie? Is this about Sophie? Qadir shakes his head. Sophie's fine. She's plotting something big, I know it, and she knows I know it, but she's trimmed carefully, as she should. No, they're not a major player. He produces a file from underneath his coat and passes it to you. This is our troublemaker. You open the file and see some printed photos. You freeze up as you recognize the face and are overwhelmed by a flood of repressed memories. Oh, Emma. Christ alive, I almost forgot about Emma. Jesus. Emma. The only person who's kept you hanging on through all these years. The only person you have in your corner. Your never-ending fight against the world. You've kept your shit together so far, tried not to think about her until you got everything sorted out. Seeing her face brings a lump to your throat. You look up at Qadir expecting answers. I'll be frank. At first I thought you were a total commercial failure. Someone designated to eventually disappear from the streets of New York without a trace or one soul to care. But it looks like your sister is the best guardian one could ask for. Lots of friends in high places and lots of favors to collect. The word is she'll do anything to get you back. The risk of endangering us is relatively low, but far from non-existent, which means your sister must be stopped. Must be stopped sounds threatening. You dread thinking what he's planning. Yeah, no shit. I'll arrange for you two to meet tomorrow so you can straighten the situation out and say goodbye to the life you've forsaken. He'll arrange... What? Your eyes must look like saucers right now. Usually these matters are left to my discretion, and I can't think of an easier solution. The lost sheep reappears, takes care of unfinished business, and then disappears, never to be seen again. Nobody cares. It's simple, it's clean, no contrived schemes, no unnecessary victims. It gives me an opportunity to learn more about you as I observe. When neonates interact with kind they used to hold dear, their true natures are laid bare for everyone to see. Of course he's invested in being kind to you, or he's making clear his self-serving intentions so that you don't start figuring them out yourself. Yeah. Hard to tell what's up with him exactly. Any objections? Any alternatives are probably worse. You shake your head. Very well. I'll arrange a meeting and drive you there tomorrow. Better come up with a load of bull that's easy to swallow. He disappears from the apartment, leaving you as confused as the last time he closed the door on you. God damn it, you need to think it through. For a long time, you just sit in your haven, lost in your thoughts, trying to come up with lies that will convince the only person who's ever seen the real you. Oh boy. Oh, the stalker's back. Christ. Okay, well, I also want to meet with Hope, but I don't know if, like, this is going to take up the entire night. Hopefully not, but, so we probably need to ask for Sophie's help this time. Somebody's watching me, part 2. Last time you failed to resolve the situation with your stalker. You have to get a handle on that one way or another. Hey Sarah, welcome to stream. I just got back from break. I was trying to do like the crosses thing that I think you did for your makeup when you did when you streamed Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song, but I couldn't exactly remember what it looked like. I had to do it from memory, so it might be slightly different. And also I'm kind of uncoordinated, so I don't know if like the crosses look very crossy. But I tried. We might as well do that now. I don't think they'll take that long. Hopefully it doesn't take up an entire night. You're in your haven when the intercom rings. Answering cautiously, you hear an older male voice. Hello? I'm calling because a friend asked me to come by and offer you my services. What do you mean services? You know, services. You know what I'm talking about. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, my guy. You could be a private detective. You could be here to, like, work on my computer. You could be a plumber. No clue. The man sounds strangely excited, breathing hard. Is this a sexting? Yeah, or a sex worker. That was my next guess, which, like, you're barking up the wrong tree if that's the case. Is this a sex thing? No, or I mean, not in that way. I know you're one of them. Please, it's alright. I don't mind. You can drink with me, if you understand what I mean. A man you've never seen before is paying a visit to an apartment not many people know of, offering you to feed from him. I don't drink with people I've never met. Man, services. No thank you. Yeah, literally. Literally, there is nothing that I want from you, my guy. I don't drink with people I've never met. Don't worry, we can meet. That's not what I meant, but okay. Silence. A minute passes, and you hear a knock on the door to your haven. You cautiously open the door. A stranger looks at you sheepishly. He's in his 30s, dressed in a clean business suit. He looks moderately successful, someone you could meet at an investment bank. I'm sorry, I didn't want to intrude, so that's why I called from downstairs. This would be terrifying if I wasn't a vampire. Some strange guy calls you and then, like, shows up at your door like, hi, we've never met before, but I'm here now at your apartment. Like, thank God I'm a vampire, seriously. Alright, I could tell him to leave, but I am kind of curious about this, not gonna lie. His blood could be spiked, though. That's the other issue. Yeah, please leave. I don't want to see you around here again, and tell whoever who sent you they can come see me themselves instead of sending lackeys. Please, feed from me. It's alright, really. The man sounds desperate. Whatever this is about, you want no part of it. I'll break your face if you don't turn around and disappear the way you came. Please, I'm sorry. The man turns around and runs down the hallway. He dashes into a stairwell, and you hear him running down. Not a brave man, this guy. Bye! Literally. You're left to wonder what this was all about. Who was this guy, and why did he show up trying to offer you his blood? Alright, that's it? That's the end of the night? Okay, maybe that was a mistake in terms of, like, unlocking more gameplay or whatever, but, like, it was giving me red flags. Red flags all across the board. Right, this is the reporter, sniffing around. Seriously? That whole thing took up one night? That's so unfair. That was like 2 seconds. Oh, okay, fine. Then I guess I'm resting. I think we're on night like 10 or 11. Knock knock. You'd ask who's there, but you don't know if the sheriff of New York City would play along. When you'd open the door, you see him toying with the car keys he's holding in his hand. Ready to go, fledgling? You don't feel like it, but you give him a nod nevertheless. Excellent. Stay close. He leads you down the vehicle he's parked nearby. Once again, he takes the wheel, literally and figuratively. Everything inside is just the way you remember it, down to the rearview mirror reflecting the intense stare of your guide. However, the trip itself feels notably different. The last time Qadir drove you around, he was forcibly dragging you away from your old life. This time, he's pulling you back into it. Let me tell you how it's gonna go. As I've said, I've arranged a meeting between you and your kin. It's gonna take place somewhere you should know very well. I'll watch over you, too, from a safe distance to make sure you adhere to the rules. You should know those very well, but I'll reiterate, just so you can't ever say I didn't warn you. Don't do anything that would violate the Masquerade. Don't establish some secret routes of contact. I will know. Do treat it as the last time you two will meet. Take this chance to wrap everything up. Here's your story. You found yourself at a crossroads, decided to radically change your life and move out of the city. The subway is unbearable, the rent is too high, they've heard it all. However, you wouldn't leave for good without saying farewell to the only person who cared. He gives you a compassionate stare. It's gonna leave a scar, boy, but a true artist knows that those aren't something to hide, but to display with pride. You're a fresh corpse. People you meet can still leave a mark on you. One day, a long time from now, you'll realize you miss collecting new wounds. The car makes a sudden turn. I'll leave the finer details to you. Just be so kind and don't make me regret it. You can sense he's going out of his way for you, but doesn't try to force you into gratitude by stating it plainly. If you know, you know. He'll see if you're worthy of his aid. We're here. You take a look around and recognize your destination. He was right, it is a familiar place. It's right next to that exhibition space. It's the one where you met your future sire. This is where you saw Emma for the last time. This is where they last saw poor Ash. Who knows whatever might have happened to him. That's what your sister's trying to figure out. I took the liberty of messaging her in your stead. She's up there waiting for you to come and explain yourself. He turns off the engine and relaxes comfortably in his seat. You silently leave the car and head straight for the exhibition space. Well, I think this is probably gonna suck. The elevator ride up just doesn't seem to end. After what feels like 5 hours, but in reality is closer to 30 seconds, you finally reach your floor. Emma's standing there looking at the paintings. She's trying to act carefree, but is holding onto her bag a little too tightly. When she hears your footsteps, she's startled. Then she sees you and her eyes immediately fill with tears. She runs up to you and gives you a hearty hug. God damn it, Ash! God damn it! You stay in her arms silent for a little while. The bonds of blood run deep. This feels right. You're so cold. What happened to you? You look into her eyes and start searching your heart for a lie that would satisfy her, if only a little bit. I decided on a soul-searching trip. There was a sudden opportunity. I love you. I do want to tell her I love her, but maybe explanations first. I don't know. You can't come up with anything convincing, so you decide to tell her the only truth you're able to share. I only want you to know this. I love you. If there was one person I've ever loved, it was you. I've always known all the things you did to save my stupid ass, and I wish I could She hugs you more tightly in response, but quickly lets you go. She's not satisfied. She wants answers. What happened? Ash, talk to me. All the life-saving work she sent your way, from that concept artist job to this very exhibition. I've been losing my mind, talked to literally everybody I know to ask when was the last time to ask when the last time they saw you was. Ugh. All the time she helped you get your shit together. I've always been honest with you. The least you can do is return the favor. She has, and she absolutely deserves to know, but she can't. Qadir is waiting downstairs. Ash! Her voice startles you. Your first instinct is to run. And like the beast you've become, you trust it. Ash? Oh shit, are we just gonna make a break for it? I didn't know that was gonna happen. You can't do this, not now, not like this. Fucking hell, god damn it. I didn't know that was what was gonna happen. I didn't think we were gonna, like, just completely bail and also use our goddamn vampire powers in front of her, for fuck's sake. She watches as you, Kindred, an undying creature of the night, zoom away from her, run into the elevator, and press the ground floor button. This might be the last time you ever see each other. At least look her in the eye and force yourself to tell her one last thing. Don't search for me. Well, I mean, the other two are not straight up just not true. So like she telling her not to look is probably not going to do any good. But like, whatever. Don't search for me. For your and my own good. She's too stunned to react as the elevator doors close. You slide down the wall, hiding your face in your arms. Yeah, we shouldn't. We handled that badly, but in my defense, I didn't know that it was going to turn out that way. Like, I was talking about this earlier. Some of the dialogue options, like, it isn't super clear what you're gonna say, like, what it's gonna lead to. You find your own priorities disgusting, but what gets you down the most is not the fact that you failed to give closure to the only person you cared about. It's more that you failed to make this farewell beautiful. It makes you feel like a failure of an artist. Even with all this newfound power, you still can't express yourself through the canvas of your life. You're still stuck in your old ways. But you know she'll take the pain you've caused her and use it to make art that resonates, that sells. What if authentic trauma is the best gift you could find to repay all her generosity? Yikes. Jesus Christ, you're disgusting. If you consider all those emotions commodities, no wonder you're a failure as an artist. The elevator doors open. Better run while she's still up there. Back to Qadir's car. Once you close the door, he instantly puts his foot on the gas pedal. Walking off the pitch with no regrets? Said everything you had to say? Ugh. Qadir sighs. Yeah, that's what I gathered from here. I'll keep an eye on the situation, placate her somehow. She won't stop looking. I've got some well-tested methods. Non-violent, of course. He gives you a good stare via the rear view mirror. Dang, this is getting deep, huh? Yeah. Man, it hurts. Because in the end, it's like for her own good, right? Like, to try and keep her safe. But like, realistically, I know that like, you can't just tell your family, don't look for me, and expect them not to look for you. Like, there's really no answer that's going to satisfy like why you just dropped off the face of the earth and can never contact them again and will probably never see them again. Like, that's going to be shitty no matter how you try and like swing that. But you're an artist, aren't you? You nod half-heartedly. So you of all people should know that things never work out the way you plan. There could always be more time to plan, tools that could help you execute it better. Perfection is just an accident. That's actually true. The only thing you can do is give it your best shot given the circumstances and immediately move on to the next thing. When all's said and done, regret is nothing but narcissism and a waste of time. Damn, okay. Sophie, your coterie. Those are the materials you've been given, and they're potent ones. Make the best use of them, so that they might create something more beautiful than your artist tools ever did. And as a side note, and I envy you. I wish I still had someone to make my knees feel like jelly. Even when you can't see them anymore, just knowing they were there. They're there keeps you in touch with what you once were. The car speeds up to cross an intersection before the light turns red. You give Qadir a good hard look. Thank you. Shit. I didn't mean to... I've done that before. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say thank you. Whatever. Damn it. You've done a good job setting all this up. He chuckles, visibly proud. If I couldn't handle something this easy, I wouldn't be holding my position, but... Then he takes on a serious, slightly sorrowful expression. Don't suck up to me, kid. Mr. Bad Guy is still here, and without a doubt he will go back to decapitating suckers like you any time now. The car starts slowing down. We're here. Yeah, I'm not trying to, like, actively befriend you. Believe me, you're a cop. You look out the window and see your haven. Take care. I'll see you around. Just pray I don't have to see you too often. You leave the car and start walking to your haven, thinking about Qadir. Can't say you're fond of him, what with the welcome he gave you and all, but after tonight, you can't say you aren't either. You're gonna need some more time to understand him, that's for sure.